Hey guys, so we're going to do the weekly tarot read. So we had some things going on as far as current events. Still don't like to talk about you know who, but I did do a read back there for the impeachment. It's obviously, him getting, there's going to be a death to something because I did get the death card. So I feel something, but will he be completely impeached? I don't know. It's amazing the Republicans, just like how they stood by Marjorie Taylor Greene's side. We got death card for her too, so she got kicked off the committees. That was appropriate. We had Nancy Pelosi standing by the death card with the Queen of Wands last week. So we know that all happened and everything. But Biden seems to be doing a good job signing executive orders. We should get those stimulus checks at least by March and stuff. I always told you guys we're going to get those stimulus checks one way or another. It's got to happen. Spirit wants everybody to get some money. But things going on. But we've also got, we've got a new moon coming up in Aquarius. I believe it's today, actually. I think it's today. So we'll kind of read on that energy and stuff. I want to try to get away from current events today if I can, but they may pop up in my read. You guys know how that happens and so forth. So we'll get ready for that, and then we'll pull some oracle kind of to bring some of that energy in. But what can we expect, But new moon in Aquarius, especially, we've had, been enjoying that Aquarian energy. Feel like we're going forward because the Aquarius energy really is about kind of going into the future and, the possibilities and advancing and so forth. Just like it does rule like Uranus and Aquarius technology and things like that and improving in ways of the future. So we're really starting to look ahead. What things can we do now that will impact our future in a positive way is really what a lot of that is going on. So when you're kind of focusing on the new moon, like, what things can I purge and let go of the past, so I can kind of better my future is really what we want to focus on. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we get here. So let me put you there. See what's going on. Yeah, looking forward to some of this good energy. But it's been definitely, hopefully you are feeling that things, in the world right now are much lighter, less chaotic. They were definitely, last year was really a tower year, but it's definitely less chaotic. Things are, it's going to take a long time before things stabilize. There's still a lot of weird stuff. This was kind of a weird week, with everything going on in Congress, with, then there was the stuff with Liz Cheney, them all turning on her because she's supporting impeachment. She has every right to do that. She has good reasons. Come on, man. But you know the way they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and look. So we want to really tune into that new moon energy. See what's going on for you guys. I'm rooting for y'all to have a good week. And me too. Okay, let's cut the deck. See what's going on. Oh, one's sticking up. Let's take that one. Woo, we got the death card. We got the death card. Okay, so what are things going on? What are the big energies that's going to be going on this week is the impeachment trial. I believe it starts on Tuesday, I believe, if I'm correct. So definitely, whether impeached or not, some things are going to come to an end. I feel some things probably, maybe the energies need to be finalized, that we need to kind of open the door and really face what happened at the Capitol and so forth. But we've got that energy. Either way, we're going to aim for closing a chapter. Whether impeached or not, we need to kind of face some of the things that happened. Obviously, one of the things we do know is death happened at the Capitol. A little bit of that energy, things need to face who is responsible, for all that going on. So we definitely got that. And we've got the Eight of Wands, so we know COVID and everything we still be prepared for that, but we're starting to get some vaccines out there. There is still hope and promise of that. But we're still going to be dealing with, that, of course, that is such a big factor. They're going to be working on that COVID bill is another thing going on. They're going to be talking about that bill a lot. Now, I've got the High Priestess here. She is at the foundation. Now, what we were kind of talking about, she can really reveal certain secrets. So we've got some secrets that are going to come out. This impeachment trial is going to be a big one and stuff like that. And then we've got the King of Coins in the reverse position. Some things, somebody is losing some money here. Okay, we've got money, slipping through the fingers and so forth. Now, we do have the Six of Swords, and one of the things about is moving away from troubled water. That is what we're all kind of doing. We need to do this so bad, is move away from the troubled water. So we are going to aim in that direction, no matter what. No matter what, we're going to do that. I do have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, that is a positive to kind of come out of depression. A lot of people in 2020 were very depressed about everything, the lockdown. Our kids, especially our teenagers and stuff, but being able to come out of the depression, one of the things they're talking about is getting kids in school safely. I feel that would be very good and beneficial if we could get them in there, but we want to be safe. Teachers too, of course. So we've got that Emperor energy. So yes, there's going to be, I feel like kind of this is Congress control the government and everything like that. Everybody trying to control what's going on. But we're trying to get away from that Emperor type of energy. Remember that the Emperor is 2020. 20, 2, 2, 4. 4 is the Emperor. Okay, that's what kind of the 2020 energy was. People trying to rule over us and stuff like that. Take away everything from the American people to where the American people were the ones who were really supposed to be in charge. And we are starting now, we're in the Hierophant, so getting, to more morals and values and structures and what is right and what is wrong and what is good and what is not good and things like that. We are now in that 5 energy. So we're definitely, we're moving away from that. We're trying to move away from that, but there are people that want to keep that going on. And got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse position. So some situations, people, job loss and things like that. They're going to be really trying to address that, which is good. That's very important. But I do like the Chariot now moving away from troubled waters, now grabbing the reins and taking control and going forward successfully. No matter what, we're going to move forward. And maybe with this impeachment trial, we just got to finalize. Remember, we got that death card, that death energy. We got to close the chapter. Whether impeached or not, we get to close a chapter. That is one of the things. And then we can go forward successfully. That's some good energy. I like that Chariot energy about going forward successfully and so forth. Now, I've got that Queen of Swords in the reverse energy. I feel we may see some things popping up with Kamala, being a little bit outspoken about some things. So got to kind of be prepared for that. She is normally my Queen of Swords. She is Libra, of course. Now, in the People's position, I've got the Sun in the reverse position. The Sun, even when it reverses, is not bad, but it could be a little bit of delayed happiness kind of situation. Like we're going to go into a happier time and so forth, but it may seem a little bit delayed. I know people are waiting on that COVID relief and so forth, but we will get there. We've got in the environment, the Four of Wands, to get that stability. So it's going to, at least for how long, stable though, but it will give us some relief that is coming. Be prepared for that. And then there is the King of Cups, and there is Biden and so forth. So, he's got, a lot on his plate. Notice Kamala and him both showing the read. He has got a lot on his plate going on right now. I think he's a little frustrated with what was handed over to him. But what can we look forward to? Hey, this is good. we end with the Wheel of Fortune. There is good old Jupiter. Everything expands and goes in a positive direction. No matter what, we've got some good energy here. I know there are some challenges. We know some of this was going to go on, but I like ending with the Wheel of Fortune. We've got some good energy that things will still go positively for us. Now, I would like to kind of look at, I've got a new Shadow Oracle deck. Let's kind of pick up some of the energy of that and see what the Shadow Oracle says. So I've got the card Get Wild. Now, what this kind of makes me feel, to be honest, the things that are going to be addressed of what happened to the Capitol. What did Trump say? And I had even said it before I knew he had tweeted it, that he was like saying that things were going to get wild. Be prepared for, he said that in his tweet, right? Okay, and things got wild at the Capitol, and they're going to be addressing that and so forth. Definitely and stuff. I got the card Versatility. I know it's a pot leaf, right? I've got the card Versatility. So one of the things is kind of going into that energy, really kind of being versatile and so forth. Now, I do have the card the Sovereign. So this is kind of, notice that crown and so forth. Sovereign rule. I have mentioned that in some of my reads before, that Emperor energy and so forth, that's what people, they are still trying to do that to us. Be real, pay attention to what's going in government. They're still trying to figure out ways, they don't understand. They are the representatives, and that is the paradox and so forth. It is the people rule, but they are trying to make it that their sovereign rule and so forth, that they are in charge of us. They're always trying to twist that on us and make us feel that way and so forth. I drew the Versatility card again. So we want to be versatile during this time. And what's another card and so forth. And I've got the card the Observer. So really, I look at that energy, pay attention to what is going on. Really observe it. Notice we've got that crystal ball in the energy and so forth. Pay attention to what is playing in the background, the spiritual playing in the background of all these things going on in our world and so forth. And this is good. I've got the card Movement. So especially, we got that Chariot energy. Remember that Six of Swords energy. We're going to go forward. We're finally moving and so forth. Everything was really stuck in 2020, stuck with COVID. Obviously that moved. But I'm just saying we were all kind of stuck in our situations, and it felt, hopeless at certain points and so forth and stuff. And I've got the card Boundaries. We definitely had our boundaries crossed. We all did. People we encountered on social media and so forth, really crossing our boundaries and, being offensive. But I do have the Alchemist. And that is really a lot, of that Aquarian energy and so forth. We're going to go ahead and transform all this and everything. So I've got some interesting things popping up. But let's talk about some of that. That's some of the world current events. I like to touch on that. Spirit likes to touch on that. Spirit loves to talk about current events. But let's kind of talk about where is... You guys, if you only saw my table, you would be like, oh my God, you are so messy. Let's grab Moonology to get some of that new moon energy that the spiritualists want to talk about. So I've got the card Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. So yes, during this time, step out of your comfort zone, start, coming forward and everything. Take some chances. I see I've got Perfect. Be bold and make the first move. So step out of your comfort zone. Be bold and make the first move. Now, maybe some of you are in a love. I've got the love shirt on. Love situation or something. Maybe you've been kind. Should I say this? Should I admit how I feel? That. And that's what Spirit is saying. Come on, just go for it. I've also got the card of Time for Healing. So this is definitely collectively. Yes, we're really trying to heal. 2021 is going to be a huge healing time, for all of us in so many ways. I drew it again. See, Spirit has been doing this to me lately. I keep pulling the same cards when Spirit really tries to emphasize, step out of your comfort zone. So somebody is meant to hear that message. definitely. But when I pull a card the second time, Spirit is, emphasizing emotions are running high. Expect that during this time. People are going to be very emotional. We've got a lot of stuff still needs to wrap up. We still need closure. We've got that death card. We need closure. And so the court case, or not court case, but the Congress case and everything, that they're going to try, hopefully can offer the American people that. That is going to be a big thing. And I drew it again. See, Spirit is emphasizing, why do you do this all the time? A time for healing. Spirit really that's what they want us to do and stuff. And then I've got the card surrender to the divine. Spirit does like to talk about that. Go ahead and surrender. And it's not that Spirit is trying to even rule over us. But the surrender part is they're just, let me take the wheel. You know how a parent is. They're similar. When kids are really struggling, maybe they're grown adults. And, it's like, let me help you. I'm an adult. I've been through what you're going through. Let me help you a little bit. That's what, Spirit's not trying to take total control, but just kind of surrender. Let me help you a little bit with this because I can get you in the right direction. And that's really what the Spirit energy is. And so let's pull from the Four Agreements. I've got it sitting here. I love this deck too. So this card says, by doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. That has been a big thing, especially 2020, a lot, like what I was talking about boundaries when that card came up. You may have been experiencing some things with people crossing your boundaries. That has been a big thing. I know a lot of people lost a lot of people. I had to lose a lot of people. I've talked about that quite a bit. It's been really hard, but people like crossing boundaries and, getting a little offensive and showing their true colors and things like that. Try not to take any of that personal, which is really important. Don't take any of that personally, the way people behave. It's about them, not you. That is one of the things to understand. I'm going to draw from another deck. Where is that one? Here it is. Try to get that new moon energy. But yeah, prepare that. New moon Aquarius, it's about going forward. Thinking about the future. And we gotta tie up some loose ends and stuff. I've got the card Wisdom. So really, what are the lessons that I can learn so far from this year? What's some things that have occurred with this change and this transition that we are going through? What can we really learn as the deeper lessons? I do have the card Protection. So if some of you are kind of feeling vulnerable during this time, know you are protected during this time, which is really important. I've got the card New Beginnings, and that's what we're ready for. And that's why this chapter needs to close. Be it whatever way it goes. I mean, the odds of, the conviction, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I feel like we really got to get that evidence out there. And transformation, yes, there you go. We're about to transform everything. A lot of people, I feel you're going to see a lot more people waking up this year as well, and really getting into spirituality more and more. And really, because I feel like one of the reasons I'm kind of seeing is a lot of people felt very disconnected last year. That was kind of some of the things that were going on. They were feeling very disconnected, feeling very empty. They were facing the void. There was a lot of darkness. And now they're really going to be wanting that spiritual connection. And with that, all this Aquarian energy that has been stirred up, just like we had the Grand Conjunction and everything, a lot of people are going to kind of start getting away from organized religion. They're having a problem with that. I also have the Success card. So a lot of people will be successful with that. But I definitely do feel like a lot of people are starting to get more and more. People have been straying from it for a while, But there's still a lot of people that are hooked, they're really hooked on one book and that's the answers and everything like that. And they don't look at other books, they don't listen to other wisdom. They're going to do that. There's going to be people. But I feel like a lot more people are really getting exhausted by that. Their heart is aiming elsewhere. They're really wanting connection. They really want that spiritual. So they're going to be looking more at some of these future things, some of the newer things coming up with this Aquarian energy. They're really going to tune into. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for the week. The main thing, that chapter, that's the main thing. We need to aim on closing that chapter so we can go forward. It's just like, sometimes we just got to kind of we got to wrap up. Here are some things out. It's going to be very challenging. It's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to be watching what I can and stuff like that. But I'm so anxious. I know a lot of you are anxious for that chapter to close. I hope you enjoy my read.